It's Friday again. Welcome to Toby's Bar in Westport for Pitchside, the Mayo News Sports Weekly. Very, very important week in Irish sport. And we're joined by my colleague Oisín Bradley. Oisín, a big week for you and Donegal, and we'll put it out there. Let's put it out there. Yeah. You're still looking for an All-Ireland ticket.
I'm still looking for a ticket, and listen, I look directly in the camera. If anyone knows anyone with a ticket, if anyone from Mayo gets me a ticket, I'll wear a Mayo jersey for next week's Pitchside. How about that?
Definitely, but isn't that the big thing? Like, until you get the ticket, you can't relax, or you know.
Oh yeah, it's the biggest thing, especially in the days leading up to it. You're sort of still on the scramble, contacting anyone you know, friends, even enemies. You talk to anyone to get a ticket.
Yeah, I remember in '89 actually, when Mayo were in the All-Ireland. We were on the Saturday night. We were in the Harp Bar at the bottom of O'Connell Street, and I suddenly realised my ticket wasn't in my pocket, and we had parked about a mile away, and I ran up the road, and the ticket was there beside the car on the ground.
Oh, that's terrifying.
No, but the ticket then was £6. So it was £6.
It's a small bit more now. I must say, inflation rate of it a small bit more. Yeah, but
it's worth it.
I'd pay whatever it was.
Yeah. So look at anyone out there that has a ticket for a real Donegal supporter in Mayo. Yeah, he'd gladly take it.
Yeah.
But getting back to business of the Mayo News, it's a really busy weekend of sport. It's always a busy weekend of sport, and it's going to be one of the great sports stories, I think, in Mayo sport. Castlebar Celtic have won the Super League, but they're going to it looks like they're going to set an unbelievable record.
That's 18 wins from 18. You couldn't argue with that.
Yeah.
I know we talk a lot about Castlebar Celtic, but it's hard not to. Like, they are the story. They're the benchmark in Mayo soccer, and the benchmark in Mayo soccer of all time. You'd say some of their players are a joy to watch. They put it up to Longford Town last week when I was there at the FAI Cup second round game. But if they go unbeaten, it's great for them, but it also puts a bit of a sad note in Mayo soccer. The fact that there's such a gap between the top sides like your Celtics and your Westport Uniteds and some of the teams at the bottom. Yeah,
like there have been invincible seasons before, but nobody has won every single game. And right now, after 17 games, Castlebar Celtic have won 17. They won 10-0 last night. And, you know, you're right, that's KKU, Kilchmarnock United, have withdrawn from the league during the league. Some teams are getting horrendous hammerings. Yeah. And there really is two levels, isn't there? Or three levels, really. There's Castlebar Celtic are levelled above everyone. Then Westport United are closing in all the time.
Yeah.
Glenhest have done well. Ballina, Con Rangers, but after that it's
in a normal league you'd be looking at Westport United season, you'd be saying, listen, they deserve to be top dogs, but Castlebar Celtic just are that level above. If Westport United are A, Castlebar Celtic are A star. And then it's poor for them, the rest of the teams that are left to pick up the scraps.
It must be awful getting beat 17-0 or 10-0 or, you know.
Yeah, you'd spare thought for some goalkeepers in that situation, wouldn't you?
So, that's the thing we have to look at in more depth again. But it looks like Castlebar Celtic are going to set the greatest record ever in Mayo soccer this weekend.
Yeah, it'll be interesting then as well when you look at the sort of the teams of the week that could be coming out with all the awards. Surely they'll be, and for most of them, you'd think.
Yeah, that's a very good segue there. It's we're going to announce our team of the year on Tuesday's paper, and as well as the players who've made that, we also have some very interesting awards.
It's very specific, isn't it? I've seen some people doing like parking lots of the weekend in our paper. It's going to be we're going to have we're covering all bases, I think.
Best car park in the Mayo Super League. So who knows who that's going to be. But look, let's get to the big story of the weekend, the All-Ireland final. Of course, you're wearing your Donegal crest above your heart there, but what do you really think?
Listen, you'd have to be nervous going into it. I mean, Kerry they're the big dogs of Gaelic football. They're the A star. They're the premier county.
Yeah,
they've all the history, all the heritage. You'd just be concerned going into it. But listen, there's plenty of Mayo links to Donegal. You have the likes of Michael Murphy. I was chatting to him before the semi-final, and he was quite happy with that one.
Yeah.
But you'd be worried about the likes of the Cliffords, the likes of Joe O'Connor's when they're in midfield. He'd put up a good fight against Michael Gallagher or whoever happens to be in the midfield.
Shawnee O'Shea.
There's so much star quality throughout their ranks, but in terms of Donegal, you'd be happy and confident enough as well going in.
Yeah.
The running power, the likes of Jason McGee coming off the bench in the last few weeks' time will tell if he'll start.
Yeah.
it's just the depth there for Donegal, and it could be a flip of a coin. But obviously, well, I'd be going Donegal, wouldn't I?
Yeah. What are they feeling at home like?
There's a bit of an air going around. I've been listening to some of the radio shows up there, and like the likes of Highland Radio, and it's been there's been a sense of optimism.
Yeah.
But you also have that fear because you know what Kerry can do to you.
Yeah.
There's some nightmares going back to 2014.
That's right.
That All-Ireland final and Paul Durkin kicking the ball out to Kieran Donaghy, but listen, Jimmy Guinness will be hoping for revenge.
Yeah. If it's interesting, if Donegal win, then McGuinness is fantastic. He'll have won 2 All-Irelands. If Kerry win, Jack O'Connor is fantastic. He'll have won 5. Yeah. But if either of them lose, it takes a bit of the shine off them, I think.
Yeah, it does. And from a Donegal perspective, this is the peak. Like you have Michael Murphy still there. You have Paddy McBurty still there. He's going to start sliding off probably at some stage in the next 4 or 5 years. Yeah. So like you have all these young talents coming through. It's kind of the time
this
for Donegal.
This is their chance. Yeah.
But then I heard as well from a Kerry perspective. Listen, if Jack O'Connor loses this, he's won 4 All-Irelands. Yeah. But he's also lost 4 All-Irelands. Yeah. And in any other county, you'd be looking at him and going, "Geez, he's incredible." But some of the Kerry folk wouldn't be quite as pleased with that. Yeah, but then again, it's a great chance for Kerry and Donegal because definitely this weekend next year, we'll be looking for the tickets, and Cillian O'Connor will be back, and we'll be buzzing like. That's it. Yeah, the Mayo supporters will be on full force that day, and there'll be no chance of me getting the tickets. Whatever chance there is now, there'll be absolutely no chance. Unless we're playing Donegal. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's also possible. So look, let's. You're predicting Donegal. I really do think that Kerry. It's going to be very hard to beat Kerry. I'd love to see Donegal win. Absolutely, we have so many connections, but it's hard to see Kerry being beaten. They're just cute, very intelligent. It's pity the Oracle of Camino wasn't here. Yeah, Ronan O'Donnell, because he'd know the answer. He'd know. Sure. We'll have to ask him. Yeah. But look, he'd also have thoughts on our final section, Mayo management. Yeah. Where are we at with that? Does anyone really know? I know the application process closed last day. It was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Yeah. So that means all applications are in. Whoever they have now. If there are. If there are, that's the thing, we don't know. You hear plenty of speculation and whispers behind the scenes, but no one has risen their head above the parapet. Yeah. You never got any affirmative information from anyone that as to they're actually going for the job. Yeah. So they have the plan of having the management team in place in the next 3 to 5 weeks before the second round of the club championship, but it's hard to know how it's going to go, especially if there are no applicants. We have no idea. What are we hearing out there? We're hearing the first man out of the traps, according to some people, was Oisín McConville. Yeah, he's the Wicklow manager. He's gone by the wayside. Yeah, that's affirmative. Yeah. You look at Andy Moore in there. Yeah, you have no idea. He's still playing club football, so he's strutting his stuff at the top. He could pick himself. He could, player manager and captain and we'll let Sam Maguire. That's the crack there. That'd be manage Mayo and captain Mayo to win. Yeah, that'd be the thing. That would be impressive. Yeah, but joking aside, Tony McEntee is supposed to be the choice of many. Yeah. I'm not so sure. Plus, there's talk that he's a very young family and that he's not interested. Yeah, it's a very big commitment in county management. Sure, you could be out 6 days a week. Yeah, and then on the 7th day, you're just thinking of what you're going to do the next day. Yeah. So that's a big thing. I know John Mahon was talking recently. He was saying that it's almost a young man's job, and he didn't quite rule himself out, but he was kicking quite close to it and talking about how it'd be great for the likes of Andy Moore or Austin O'Malley to go in for it. So that's him essentially ruling himself out of it as well. So the pool is shrinking a small bit. Yeah. So if you're the county board, you're looking at people, you need to gauge interest pretty sharpish. Yeah, there's lots of rumours floating around the place, but we can't operate on rumour. But let's deviate slightly. I feel that Austin O'Malley, who is named as a possible Mayo manager, I feel that his ideal position now would be to go in with Ger Brennan in Dublin, and we're hearing that maybe that's possible. So that would be him out of the running. I'm not sure though. We're just hearing that. Yeah, it'd be a lot of travelling from the capital for Austin if he was to take the job, as well as that he's very young in his management career. Yeah. I feel like maybe going under someone like Ger Brennan, for example, would be a good idea for him to sort of see what it's really like to be. I know he's been involved in intercounty football before as a player, but in terms of management, it's obviously a different. Of course, it's rumour, and we're hearing Toby's and we're having a bit of fun about it. But personally, it really irks me when people come out and say that we need an outside manager. Yeah. I think the people of Mayo, the managers, the people we have here are as talented as anyone in the country at the moment, and I honestly think that we'll end up with, and that we should end up with a Mayo manager managing the Mayo team. But
some people will argue against that.
I would almost go the other way a small bit.
Yeah.
I would say that, listen, if the best manager happens to be, I'm just throwing a name out here, like Jim Gavin, for example.
Yeah.
If he is better than whatever's in your county and he could give you a title, I wouldn't give a damn if I was standing at the foot of the Hogan stand this week with the Sam Maguire Cup there, and someone from Mayo was managing Donegal. I wouldn't personally care as long as Donegal have success. That's all that matters. And if someone from the better than the Donegal football is managing the team, I would almost.
Yeah, it annoys me though, these faceless Facebook humans that come out and they say we need an outside manager. Like, explain it.
That has to be the way. If there's a better manager in your county, in Mayo, for example, I'd say by all means have him manage the team. Yeah. But if
so who can you see being manager of Mayo?
Again, I know I might have said John Mahon on the stage before.
You never know, he might be involved.
You never know. Yeah. He could be in the background team. He could be involved somewhere.
Yeah.
But listen, at the minute, if I was choosing one, I choose Andy Moran, but I don't know if that's going to be.
Yeah, interesting. A man we've had sitting here with us in Toby's, Lee Keegan, during the last few weeks. Yeah. He has backed Andy to be the Mayo manager, and I said it from the beginning. And I'm very bad at predicting things, but I said it from the beginning. I think Andy will end up being Mayo manager. And if he does, it'll be exciting. But whoever gets it, it'll be exciting anyway. But look, going back to the start, if you have a ticket for our Donegal friend here,
you know where to find me.
You know where to find him. And you'll definitely find him in Tuesday's Mayo News, where we'll be reporting on sport from all across Mayo, and mayonews.ie, and our YouTube channel. See you again next Friday.